E aí, combatentes! Brasileiro aqui trazendo mais um vídeo aqui no canal Mortal Kombat Brasil. Estou trazendo aqui para vocês uma entrevista exclusiva com o mestre Daniel Pesina, ator e lutador de artes marciais que interpretou os personagens Johnny Cage e os ninjas de Mortal Kombat. Esta entrevista aqui foi feita pelo KryticalMind, o brother aí, um salve pro KryticalMind aí que me autorizou a postar este vídeo aqui no canal. Então, combatentes, passem lá no canal do KryticalMind, vai estar na descrição. O cara produz uns vídeos tops de nostalgia. Espero que vocês gostem da entrevista. Assistem até o final que vale a pena. Deixa o joinha e partiu!
El Sol, Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, Smoke, Noob Saibot. Você está no canal KryticalMind. Get over here!
Fatality. Johnny Cage wins.
Fala galera, aqui é o KryticalMind, dessa vez trazendo mais uma entrevista internacional para o canal. E dessa vez eu tô com nada mais nada menos do que o Johnny Cage, entre outros personagens que ele interpretou da série Mortal Kombat. Hey Mr. Daniel, how are you, sir?
Good, pretty good. How's it going over there?
Yeah, a little hot. Oh my gosh, I just... Okay, I almost got a punch in the face from Johnny Cage. I would do that. I would accept a punch in the face from Johnny Cage.
Not a punch in the nuts.
Good one. The nuts. Okay. I'm gonna make a couple of questions for you. Okay, 3 specifically from my subscribers.
Okay.
And I would like to start this interview saying that we love you so much. Brazilian people are crazy about your job.
Thank you everyone in Brazil. Love you guys.
No, we thank you. We thank you. Probably our childhood would be quite different if it wasn't because of you. Because of your job on Mortal Kombat. Because you know, me and all my friends that we grew up playing in the arcade games, you know, we definitely play a lot of Mortal Kombat gaming stuff, and we love to play as Johnny Cage. All the time we'd like to be Johnny Cage to punch them in the nuts. Okay, I get the first question here for you.
Okay.
What is Johnny Cage, or what is Mortal Kombat in your life?
Mortal Kombat is, for me, is a project that I did with my friends. Originally, we got together to just have a little fun and make a small video game. We never thought it would ever be this big, or that I would actually be able to meet friends in Brazil or any other part of the world. It was a good experience.
The second question here is, okay, about your brother Carlos. Is he still working with the Mortal Kombat game and stuff, working at Midway? It's not Midway anymore, isn't it?
Warner Brothers NetherRealm. Yeah, Carlos is still with the franchise. He is lead artist on Mortal Kombat team, so most of the artwork, or some of the artwork you see, is his artwork, and he also does a lot of the motion capture work now. So he continues to work on the project, both in artistic way and drawing and martial arts.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. What about you? You're not there anymore?
No, I'm not there anymore, but some of my students do motion capture work. I get a little picky in my age to do work like that.
I think you're fine. I think you're like in great shape.
Yeah. So it's not actually the shape. You know, when I did the game, I got to choose what moves would be in the game, and I got to help with special moves. They would tell me, oh, we need a way to freeze a person. So I would think of a way to come up to freeze a person, or knock your head off, or blow a kiss, or just add personality to the game. So right now, it being with Warner Brothers, I think the company is really big, so they have their own people working on it that have a different vision than I would probably have. So that's what I mean. If I was to work on the game, I'd have to be in charge of really in charge of the choreography and special moves again.
Okay, so hooking up what you are saying right now, you know, the company changed a lot. Like, it's bigger now and more people working on the game. Like the latest, like Mortal Kombat 10. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay, how do you see the Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat 10? Like, how did you feel when you saw him for the first time in Mortal Kombat 9 or Mortal Kombat 10?
Actually, I've seen the change of Johnny Cage's character. It went from a certain character that we had in mind to be a different character than it was originally. And understand they have to grow the franchise and kind of get their ideas going. But a lot of the MK things are no longer original. That's good. They need to be there, change and grow with the times. But so when I see a lot of stuff, I'm like, oh, that's kind of like I see it more like a Hollywood Johnny Cage as opposed to actual like old school MK video game Johnny Cage.
I agree. I totally agree. And what about the Mortal Kombat movie, the first one? Like, did you like the character who played the role as Johnny Cage?
I saw it. I kind of liked the movie. I think the fighting style used in the movie wasn't. They used like a more of a, how can I say? The fighting style was more like a sport-orientated fighting style, meaning they fight according to a sport. And I think like they should have done it more like a Jackie Chan or a Jet Li type of choreography, or even like more like Matrix, some kind of choreography like that, some kind of action like that. I think would have been better in the movie. But overall, you know, I enjoyed the movie, and you know, they had a great project. It was good.
If I remember, like the second movie when it came out, like Johnny Cage just died in the beginning of the second movie, right?
Yeah.
That party was quite sad. I think Sonya wasn't any happy with it.
Yeah, I think it was the first time they killed Johnny Cage was definitely we had some problems. we could talk about later if you'd like, but we had some problems, and they definitely wanted to try to affect me, I think, a little more personally.
So the next question is, there was an incident, right, involving Johnny Cage by the time you've probably finished Mortal Kombat 2. Could you tell us what happened?
Sure. Actually, originally I came into the project, my friend John Tobias, who I knew for a while. We used to play Dungeons and Dragons together. So I knew him before Mortal Kombat Project, and he called me up. He called my mother's house. That was a long time ago, and said, "Hey, Daniel, can you help me pitch a game, you know, to my boss? I want to sell my ideas to a boss because I want to come up with a fighting game." And I was like, "Sure." And he's like, "Come to my office." We came to his office like very late at night and filmed myself, Carlos, and Richard doing just martial arts moves, so he can take his ideas to his boss. His boss would be later on, I would find out, was Ed Boon. So they took the project. And Ed liked the ideas that John had. He's like, "Oh yeah, it sounds like it'll be a fun game." So they started developing that part of the game, and when they took that to the owner of the company was like, "Wow, this could be a good game, but I think we need Jean-Claude Van Damme." So they were going to hire Jean-Claude Van Damme, and they were going to cut us out of it. But then, as everyone knows, Jean-Claude Van Damme wanted a lot of money, so there was going to be no Mortal Kombat. They were like, "Okay, we canceled the whole thing." So John was like, at least John told me, I'm going to try to talk to them and say, "Hey, let's go with the original idea of having a small game." So we were going to have this small game for arcades only. It was going to be 200 cabinets, which is not a lot of cabinets. I remember the number because I was like, "John, we should make 201 so I can get one." And he's like, "No." He's like, "You know how expensive they are? They're too expensive. We're only going to make 200 games." So we started making Mortal Kombat, and it became really successful. And then I asked John and Ed, "Hey guys, you know, I signed up for 200 games. It's becoming big, you know." And John and Ed were like, "Don't worry, we're going to take care of you. You know, you're going to get some money out of these. These people are not jerks. They're going to pay you money. Don't worry, keep working." So I continued working on that game, and then we started number 2. So again, actually, number 1 was going to go to home, and I asked John and Ed. I was like, "Dude, it's going to home." They're like, "Don't worry, we're going to pay you. Just keep working. Don't worry. We got it. You're gonna get your share of the money. Don't worry." So I just kept on going, like, "Oh, okay, these guys, you know, we're all gonna just, you know, make a little bit more money on it because that's, you know, the original agreement was for one thing, but now it's turning into something big." So I did number 2, and things started to fall apart when they sold the rights to. They started licensing the rights out. They started saying, "Okay, this guy wants to take pictures of you and as Johnny Cage, and we're going to come out with posters and things like that." And I was like, "John, you know, you guys, you need to take care of us." And at that point, I started getting the feeling that maybe they weren't going to give us anything extra, you know, or not even give us anything extra. Give us what should have been right, because from 200 games, it sold more arcade games than any other game, and then it went home to the home system and it sold like millions of games, and I just was like, okay. They started doing other things. I was like, "You know what, I'm not working anymore until you guys pay me what I think you owe me, or what you promised.
Okay.
You know, you said you'd take care of me, started our disagreement.
Was that one of the reasons like Johnny Cage didn't appear in Mortal Kombat 3, or that was intentional? Like the character, even though wouldn't appear at Mortal Kombat 3?
Well, I think that, you know, people could say whatever they want, but personally, I think I heard from other people that they killed him, Johnny Cage off because I was asking for what I thought was
fair.
Yeah, fair, because I did create a lot of the special moves in the first 2 games. Sure. I created, and a lot of fatalities I helped create. And, you know, we generally, all the actors from the first game helped create Mortal Kombat franchise. You know, we all had something to do with it, like Sonya, Liz Malecki. She actually made up the first friendship. When it was time for her to do a fatality, she was like, I don't want to do a fatality. I don't want to kill anybody. Can I give them a flower?
Really?
Or just be their friend? I just want to be their friend. I don't want to kill them. Then I kind of made up like, oh, why don't we blow a kiss and it looks like a butterfly, and when it hits the opponent, they blow up. And then that's what we did. But originally she was like, oh, I don't want to kill anybody. I want to be their friend. So that was the first friendship, and so a lot of what came out of Mortal Kombat 2 was actually in Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, actually, the next question would be about the friendship stuff. Like in Mortal Kombat 2, you signed an autograph, right? Like Johnny Cage signed. Was that your original autograph, or they created? Like, or did
no, they created. John came up with the idea, kind of like, oh, you're going to sign an autograph and they're going to throw it. So you know, as far as that is John Tobias. He's a brilliant guy. He's very creative.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I like the friendships, the babalities, and then they come out with animalities and brutalities and, you know, all kind of stuff. There's the X-rays today, right? The X-rays moves are really amazing, but at the same time kind of shocking, you know, like when you see the bones being smashed, and, you know, like it is crazy. It is Mortal Kombat. I have something to tell you, because you said you'd like to keep for yourself an arcade. You wish that they could produce like 201. So what about games? Like, do you play games? Do you play the Mortal Kombat franchise so far, or not?
Yeah, I like first-person shooter games, Halo, things like Resident Evil, Doom. I like those type of games. I really don't like the fighting games, because when I see them fight, for me, I'm like, oh, I would never fight like that. There's no way.
Okay.
So it's really difficult for me to play fighting games. So I like the other games. But yeah, I play games.
All right, because John Parrish, like Jack said, he doesn't play games, right? He participates of some events, happens yearly, I think, in Chicago, Illinois, right?
Yeah.
What is the name of this festival?
It's at our friend's arcade. It's at Galloping Ghost Arcade in Brookfield, Illinois, and we have a Shang Tsung fight night, which Shang Tsung Philippon is the host, along with Doc Mack and the crew at Galloping Ghost, and we get together maybe one time a year and have most of the original cast comes in. We play some games. Yeah,
actually that's what Jax told me, but that's awesome. You know, like take the old friends and put them together at the same place and enjoy the night, enjoy the week. That's pretty awesome. You know, like people should do these things a little more nowadays. You know, like they are too online, and they are not living like the face-to-face life anymore. Like I to tell you the truth, like I miss this thing so much.
Yeah, you get together, you know, at your arcade. Action was a little bit different, because you'd be, you know, shoulder to shoulder with your friend playing the game, and other people would be around you, and you'd get to talk to them, and it was more social. Now it's very independent.
Virtual.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you told me about the fatalities and stuff. Like, you gave some ideas for the fatalities. Could you tell me which fatalities, like, did you help them to create?
I took in martial arts, there's a style called drunken boxing, where you drink in kung fu. So you see it in Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah.
So when they asked me, they were like, okay, Johnny Cage needs to throw some kind of fireball. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to act like take the move from drunken kung fu. So when you see it, you might not know it, but actually at the time I was like, oh, it's from drunken style. Right. Or originally, also an example is Scorpion. Scorpion Ed came up to me and say, hey, I want you to take a lasso, throw it around your head, and throw it at a guy and pull him to you. And for me, I was like, because I read comic books and watch cartoons and stuff like that, I was like, I'm not going to do no Wonder Woman. That is Wonder Woman. Okay. But I told them, but in Chinese martial arts, we have a rope dart. It's a knife at the end of the rope that you can throw out. And so John was like, well, let me see that. And so I kind of faked it. And he's like, okay, we're putting that into the game. So, you know, general ideas, scorpion ideas, or reptile. Reptile, they're like, oh, we need a special move for reptile. So at the time, I'm not sure if it was popular in Brazil.
Like the tongue? Or is spitting acid?
Spitting acid. I took that from, here we have a cartoon called Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay, I know.
Okay, so in that cartoon, Spider-Man fought a professor who turned into a lizard. So when they mentioned lizard, that's the first thing I thought of. Like Spider-Man, oh, he's fighting that Dr. Lizard who spits acid.
That's awesome.
So then I was like, okay, he's going to spit acid. So I kind of took ideas from different, you know, being watching anime and being a geek, I took certain ideas from different things and put them into the game.
That's where creativity comes from, right? That's perfect. What about the get over here stuff? Where was it created? Like
actually, after I showed them what to do it, and I pulled the rope and gave an uppercut. Rich DeVizio yelled out, "Get over here!"
Oh, okay.
And John and Ed, everybody in the room started laughing, and they loved that. It was just like I said, that created on the spot, and then
it was natural.
And then they took that part and put it into the game. So a lot of the stuff that we were filming or doing, the ideas came up while we were filming. That it kind of got the creative juices going and came out.
That's fantastic. I think like the creativity comes from from the moments you were not waiting for, like from the moments you were not thinking about. Sometimes you're talking about something, the ideas normally comes to your mind, right? Like when you're taking a shower, or when you guys were talking about the subject, but these ideas are amazing. You also interpreted like Noob Saibot, Scorpion, Reptile, Sub-Zero. Which one did you like the best? What is your favorite character to interpret it, or you like?
Scorpion and Sub-Zero for me are the same because when we shot them, it was the same. We only had one uniform because we didn't have a big budget. So we took John took from baseball, a catcher's vest, and he cut it up, and then we put an actual kung fu sash around my face.
Oh, really?
To make it look like a mask. The first one, So it was very. A lot of the stuff was just out of the closet or just made up at the moment. But when we shot Scorpion and Sub-Zero, we shot that at the same time. Originally they were brothers. Like when we were shooting them, they're like, oh, they're brothers. And then it changed into, oh, they're not brothers, they're kung fu brothers. And then later on it changed to like, oh, they're different clans. And then later, even after that, it changed into one is Chinese and one is Japanese, but originally they were both Chinese. So, but again, the franchise needs to grow and the story needs to kind of change. But a lot of it changed.
Like there's this endless fight, like this endless discussion. Who is the best, Scorpion or Sub-Zero? For me, them both. Like they just change colors. They are ninjas. They are they're top notch. Like they are. I love to play with them. And also, like people come with some questions like, which game do you prefer, Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat? I think like I prefer both. Like each one has a special occasion, a special situation, good characters. I always would like to see a crossover between Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, but never happened.
Yeah, I agree. They both are different games, and they play differently. And people should just enjoy the game and not be so. It's virtual reality, which means it's not real. So they just enjoy. There's no reason to fight. Just have fun with your friends.
Exactly.
Have fun with people you don't even know because they're gamers just like us. You know.
Exactly. You know, I never agree with like the term like a fanboy. You know, like you should enjoy everything. You know, like they're producing good stuff for you, so just enjoy it. No fights, no war.
Right.
Peace and love.
But peace and love. It's brotherly. It's good. You know.
Yeah.
And sometimes in life you must fight. You know, there's a lot of times just enjoy life.
Exactly.
You know, and just get out there and just enjoy your time with your friends. Because as you see now, me and you are together because of a project that happened over 22 years ago.
Exactly.
And you know, I was in your home. It's like, holy cow, you know, and now we're friends. It's unbelievable.
And I couldn't be any happier. Okay, here you go for the final questions. I just have 3 more questions for you, actually.
Sure.
These questions are from my subscribers, okay? Just pick the 3 different questions because they're crazy to ask you questions. You know, if you could, you're gonna stay here forever answering their questions. I wish we could, but okay. The first question is from Thiago Bresser. The first question is, how did you get into the Mortal Kombat cast? Have you taken any tests or have you been invited?
Tiago, it was all through friends. My friend wanted to do a game. We're not going to make any games or make any money. We're just going to have fun, get together and have fun. And that's what we did. We got together and have fun. So it wasn't, you know, he already knew I was a martial artist, and everyone just got together and did their part. Nobody was like, oh, I am the boss of the whole thing. When we were shooting all of Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, any idea from anyone we took and we tried to see if it would be fun to do or if we can do it. So we were just taking anyone's my idea, mine, Rich, Carlos's, anyone. So above all, just have fun in your work.
Exactly. You have to do what you love, because that's gonna take you're gonna be your entire life doing this. So nothing better than do what you love. Marcos Alves is asking you, what's your favorite Johnny Cage fatality?
Marcos, I like the simple uppercut. When we were pop the head off.
Pop the head off, okay.
Because I hear that somebody sent me a video of them be able to knock like 7 heads off.
Yeah, there was. Was that a bug or that was intentional? I don't know, but I could take 3 heads off.
Finish him. Johnny Cage wins. Fatality.
Yeah, I've seen 7. Some guy sent me 7. 2.
Gosh.
Yeah, 2. I like Johnny Cage is very dear to my heart, not only because you know, my image, but he was the father of all Mortal Kombat characters. He was the first character. We shot a lot of videotape of him. Most of it didn't survive, but a lot of ideas in the Johnny Cage character. So he was the one who put together like the whole franchise. So the old classic Johnny Cage is awesome.
Yes, they are awesome. I love them. Mateus Pereira is asking the last question. Do you play the Mortal Kombat franchise? Do you still play?
Mateus, I play when I get together with my friends. They like to beat me up because I'm not very good at the game, but I don't mind it.
So you punch them in the nuts?
Yeah, afterwards I punch them in the nuts.
Alright. So I definitely appreciate it so much, this interview. I've been waiting for this my entire life, and you have no idea how happy I am talking to you right now, Mr. Daniel. Well, would you like to give a shout out to Brazilian people, to your fans, because you got a bunch of fans?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to all my friends, especially the ones from KryticalMind, and thanks for having me in your home, because right now I'm right next to you. So thanks, and maybe one day we will meet face to face, and then we'll go at it.
That would be a dream coming true. That was the last question, but I just need to ask you the last one.
Sure.
Have you ever been to Brazil?
No, I have never been to Brazil, but I have semi-invited maybe next year. So maybe next year you may see me.
That's gonna be fantastic. Just tell me and I'll be there. I'd like to see you in person.
Okay.
That would be a dream coming true. Actually, I'm protecting myself down there right now because you said I'm next to you, so I'm trying not to get myself punched. So Thank you very much for this awesome interview.
Okay.
And I can tell you for sure, you guys are amazing. You have like good friends like John Parrish, and I don't know the rest of you guys, but I could feel a really good energy come from you guys, and that's fantastic.
Yeah. All those guys, we were friends before, and we are still friends.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage wins. Flawless victory.